Hey guys, so I'm doing this video again. I did it before, and this is my contouring video showing you how to contour and basically showing you the tricks of how to properly contour and highlight your face. So I've been getting a lot of questions about and requests too from my subbies about how do you contour. I had a subby of mine write me a comment on my page, and she told me that how do you contour? Every time I contour, it doesn't look right on me, it looks fake, it doesn't look natural. So I'm going to show you guys some tips and some tricks of how to contour in my opinion. Okay, so basically contouring is basically creating shadows on your face to not only slim and slenderize your face, but to also accentuate your features. So if you feel like we all have insecurities, okay, I definitely do. You don't even want me to get started on that. So I know a lot of us have insecurities. There's a lot of things that we don't like about our face, but you know what? You don't need, if you want to feel good about yourself, you don't need to go out and get plastic surgery. If there's just like a little minor problem that you have with your facial features that you don't like, that's what makeup is for. That's what makeup's for, okay? You can totally use makeup to change it and to transform it. So basically contouring is creating shadows on your face, not only to slenderize and to slim down your features, but to also give you definition, making you look more toned. And yeah, so like I said, makeup is definitely changes how you look. Okay, so I've also been learning on YouTube, and from my own experiences, I've been experimenting on my own, and I'm getting in the hang of contouring, but I know that a lot of you guys have difficulty in contouring, and it's a very tricky aspect in makeup, and I know that it's a practice in makeup that's been going on since back then. I think they used to do this back in the 60s. So contouring has always been around. It's just that I never really knew about it. I actually learned about it on YouTube. Okay, so it's basically creating shadows on your face. And you also want to you can use a powder, you can use a cream foundation, you can use like a foundation, a darker concealer, but it has to be a few shades darker than your skin tone because it needs to be dark. So it's like, let me give you an example. It's like when you wear clothes. Like, you know, when you wear black clothes, you wear black clothes because you want to look slimmer. So if you want to look slimmer, you wear like dark colored pants or like a black shirt because it's dark. So basically it's the same thing with makeup. If you want to look skinnier and you want something to decrease in size, you want to use a dark color to decrease the size. Now, if you want to bring something out, and if you want to make something look bigger or wider, you use a lighter color. And it's the same thing with clothes, because if you want to look bigger or more wider, then you wear white pants or like a white shirt. So it's the same thing with makeup. It's the same concept. So what you can do is, for longer staying powder underneath your you could use a matte bronzer. When you do contouring, to make it look natural, I recommend you use a matte powder. You don't want to use, like a shimmery highlighter. You want to use a matte bronzer. So you can use a bronzer, you could use a powder or a powder foundation that's darker than your skin tone. So you want to use something that's probably 2 to 3 shades darker than your own skin tone. So for longer staying powder, you can use a darker colored foundation. That's darker, of course, for longer staying powder to act as a base. But you don't have to do that if you don't want to. So what I do is I take my favorite contouring powder from MAC, and this is Blunt. And as you see, it's way darker than my skin tone. It's like probably 3 shades darker. This is very pigmented, so you want to use it sparingly. And I really love it because it's matte and it's very pigmented, and this is the powder blush. It's called Blunt. So this is what I do, guys. This is a trick that I would like to show you. So you're going to take a little angled brush, like an angled powder brush. And this is like really small, which is good for like contouring because it's small. And this applies the product sparingly. So you could get this from CVS. This is from the brand Essence of Beauty. And what I like to do is, some people when they contour, they like to go all the way towards their mouth. I don't do that because I find it looks, I don't know, it looks fake and it doesn't look natural because it looks way too much. So what I do is I just pretty much contour right here. So what you do is you make the fishy face like this, and you see that you look for that hollow part right here, right underneath your cheekbone. So this is your cheekbones right here. So you want to contour right here. And what I do is, you see the corner of my eye? What I do is I only contour, like, I take my finger and I line it up in the edge of my eye. And I just contour right here behind my eye, right in front of my ear. But I don't go past my eye. And I find that when I do that, it just makes me look, I don't know, it makes my cheekbones pop out and it just adds more definition. And it doesn't look fake, as if when you go all the way down towards your mouth, it looks too much and it looks really dramatic. So what I do is I take my little angled brush, and what I like to do is I kind of like to pat the product down first. So I take the side and I just pat it on like this. And what I do is I pat it on just right here. Just pat it on. And as you can see, it's really pigmented, so you can see it already. So as you see right here, I didn't go past my eye. I'm like behind my eye, right under my cheekbone. And as you can see, without blending, it totally makes, it chisels out my face really good, and it makes my cheekbones just pop out more. And it instantly makes my face look slimmer too. Like, I'm telling you guys, I love contouring. I can't, this is like a makeup step that I don't miss. So just take a little bit more, and you're just going to apply a bit more, and this is when you're going to pat it, and then you're going to just blend it out and buff it into your skin. And I also like to go towards my hairline, just like that. And you don't want to go past, if you pass it a little bit, it's okay. You don't want to pass your eye. And if you want, you could take your hand and just kind of put it here. So as you see that little line right here that I created. So as you see, instantly slims down your face. So let me add more on this side. Okay, so this is the second trick I want to show you guys. Okay, so if you feel like you apply too much, as you see, I feel like I apply too much powder, and it's really dark, and like I said, MAC's Blunt is very pigmented. So if you feel like you apply too much, you can tone it down, and what you're going to do is you're going to take a powder, and you're just going to kind of, it's the same thing with eyeshadow. You know how when you have eyeshadow and you take a blending brush and you like blend the harsh edges? Well, it's the same thing with your contouring line. So I'm just going to take a little powder brush, and I'm going to use my MAC Studio Fix. I'm just going to take some, and what you're going to do is you're just going to put powder on top of the contouring powder you put on, and you're going to just buff it out, and you're going to blend out the harsh edges. And not only is this going to make it look lighter, but it's going to tone it down. And as you see, it's really toned down. Okay, so this is optional. This is only if you feel like you apply too much. So you don't want to like put it in the center, because you don't want to take away that color. You don't want to take away that dark shade that you put on. You just want to apply it to the edges, just to tone it down a little bit and blend it out. So that's what it looks like. Okay, so as you see, guys, it instantly slims down my face. Okay, so if you want, you could also, if you think you have a big forehead, which I don't think I do, but I'm going to do it anyway to show you guys, you could contour your forehead, and this is just going to create the illusion that you have a smaller forehead. You could contour your temples. This is just going to decrease, it's just going to decrease like the space on your face. I don't know if that makes sense, but like to make it look smaller. And if you have extra chubs down here, like me, you have a little double chin, you can contour your double chin. Underneath, you could do your jawline. And you could also take a smaller brush, but this is pretty small already. So you could also do this to contour your nose. And just kind of go inside. And you contour under your lip. Alright, so that's pretty much it, you guys, with the contouring. Okay, so now for highlighting. I usually highlight my cheekbones to just kind of make it look glowy and make it look extra, I don't know, it just kind of gives you that nice glowy look and it makes your cheekbones pop out more. So you could use many different things for highlighting. You could use a MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural, not the natural, the skin finishes with the shimmers. You could use a cream highlighter. You could use like a cream color base. You can use like a shimmery cream eyeshadow. You could use a light powder eyeshadow. You can use a powder highlighter. So I'm gonna show you all different kinds of them. So you could also You could also highlight with a concealer. So if you have concealers that's lighter than your skin tone, you could use that. So let me show you guys. So I'm going to use my Coastal Scents Eclipse palette, and this has the 15 concealer shades, and this is really good because it comes with all these concealers right here. So as you can see, these colors here are light. So these are concealers, but this is also similar to like a cream eyeshadow or like a cream blush. So just take anything that's a lighter cream and you can use that. And you can use concealers, you can use a cream blush, a cream highlighter, anything cream. And on top of that, it's the same thing with what we did with the foundation before. With the powder before. If you want longer staying powder, you can use the foundation underneath your contouring line. So with this one, you don't have to. You could also use like a lighter concealer, like in a stick form. Okay, so I just take some, put some on my hands, and you could also use High Beam from Benefit. So let me go get it right now. Okay, so I just have the little mini sample. So you could use a concealer, and you could also use Benefit's High Beam, and this is a liquid highlighter. So I'm going to show you with both. So you could just take your little concealer and you just apply it right here, and as you see, it's really light, and it just creates like a nice glowy look, and it just highlights my cheekbones. So you're going to take some High Beam, and you could put some right here on your cheekbones, right here in the apples of your cheeks. Put some on your cupid's bow. Put more on my cheekbones. So this is a liquid highlighter. This is what it looks like. And it's like a pinky, whitish color. It's very, very, very luminous. So you could also contour the bridge of your nose. Not contour, I'm sorry. You could highlight the bridge of your nose, your cheekbones, your cupid's bow, your brow bone right here. You could also do a little bit on your forehead and a little bit on your chin. And if you highlight here too and put some above your brows, it just adds a little bit more dimension to your face. Okay, so now that we have it applied in all these areas in your face, you're just going to take your finger. You could use a stippling brush, or you can use any brush you have, but I'm going to use my finger. So you're just going to blend that out. And my cupid's bow, you could also highlight your cupid's bow down the bridge of your nose. And your cheekbones. Now as you see, it just makes me look really glowy. Just really creates a nice glowy highlighted look. Forehead. My brow bone. Okay. So this liquid highlighter, it kind of acts like a cream too. So for longer staying power, we're going to go over that with a powder highlighter. So this is a blush from Maybelline, and it's one of their expert wear blushes, and this one's called Blissful Pink, but this doesn't really act as a blush. It's kind of like a highlighter. So as you could see, it's like a whitish pinkish color, and it's very, very shimmery and luminous. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some with my highlighter brush, well, stippling brush, and you're just going to take some like that, and I'm just going to use this right on my cheekbones, right here. And we're just going to dab that right on our cheek. And then buff it in. So you don't have to do this. This is optional. But I really, really like putting a powder highlighter. So you don't have to use, this is optional like I said. So this is a blush, but just get any like shimmery kind of powder and just buff it into your skin. And since I use a cream highlighter underneath it, this is just going to give me longer staying power. A little bit on your nose, put a little bit on your forehead. Okay. And that's the finished look. Let me just pick up the camera real quick so you guys could see. Okay, so as you guys could see, it just gives me like a nice, pretty glow all over my face. Okay, so now for blush. Oh, and you could also use this. You could also use your my e.l.f. Beauty Encyclopedia. This comes with two cream eyeshadows. So you could also use a cream eyeshadow, which is this one right here. So whatever cream eyeshadows you have. So this is used for like a base, like an eyeshadow base. But you could use it as your highlighter. And it has like two shades right here. So these are bases. So okay, so now time for the blush. So I'm going to use my Beauty Encyclopedia from e.l.f. This is the Face Edition, and it comes with a bronzer and a shimmery pink blush. So I'm just going to take some of the pink blush right here, and we're just going to put this right in the apples of your cheeks. So what you're going to do is you're going to smile, and you're going to put it right here. These babies right here. The apples of your cheeks. I think they're very, very pigmented. So just take the blush and apply it on the apples of your cheeks. Okay, so as you see, it just gives me like a nice pinkish blushing glow. And the highlighter underneath it, some people like to apply a highlighter over their blush, but from experience, I discovered that when you apply your highlighter first and then you top it with blush, it just makes your blush look extra glowy because it mixes together. It just makes it more shinier. Okay, that's what it looks like, you guys, and I hope these contouring and blush and highlighting tips help you guys. And I'm really glad that I can give you these tips, and I hope you guys love them. And yeah, so try out these tips and let me know what you think. Alright, so thanks for watching again for my video, and bye guys.